Fatboy Slim, the Rockafeller Skank, also known as Check It Out Now, the Funk Soul Brotha. Alright, I'll jam through all these parts really quick for everyone in a hurry, and then at the end, I'll go through each part more in depth, in case you need some detailed explanation. So here we go. So this initial intro riff here starts with a bend, okay, and we're going to be at the 2nd fret, and basically we just want to bend it and then hit it when it's at the peak of the bend. Okay, and we're only bending it maybe like a half step here. Okay, and essentially you want to do that about 2 measures worth, which comes out to be roughly like 5 times. So it'd be something like. Okay, and then we rest about a measure. There's another guitar that comes over the top of this, but we rest about a measure, and then we just kind of start wailing away on 3rd frets of the E here. About 8th note strums, just. Okay, and we want to do, roughly 7 measures of that. So counting that rest measure, it's about 8 measures. All right, and like I said, there's another guitar that's playing over the top of this. All right, and it's essentially just doing parts of a G chord here, the B and the E on the 3. All right, and it's kind of doing like offbeat strums. Okay, so skip a beat, hit it, cut it, wait a beat, and then hit it on the last beat. Okay, so it's just like. And that's going on like while we're hitting that 3rd fret there. Okay, so I'll just put this all together for you now. All right, and the main progression here. There's essentially 2 guitars going on. Okay, so the first guitar is doing, starting with the first measure, kind of how we ended the intro, by just hitting those offbeat parts of the G chord on the 3rd fret of the B and E. Okay, so it's just going, okay, 1 measure, and then it's going to come up and it's going to hit like the bottom half of an A sharp major chord here. So, 8 on the D, 7 on the G, 6 and 6 on the B and E. Just hit it once, okay, and then about 2 counts of that, and then come up 2 frets with that same configuration. Come up 2 frets at the 10D, 9G, 8 on the B and E, and hit the C. Okay, so just put that first guitar part together, and it just loops this. All right, and the second guitar, it's basically playing this kind of cool riff off of the 3rd fret of the E, where we're left off at the intro, and it's just like 1 strum, 3 strums, hold a minute, or a beat, and then 3 strums again, so it's like. Okay. And then it comes up to, for the next measure, hits 4 5s on the A, and then goes to 4 on the E, and then just loops that whole thing. So it's okay. And so like I said, 2 different guitars playing 2 different parts. I'll put them both together for you here. Alright, and now we get to like this solo riff section, and this will essentially be like 3 different guitars going over the top of each other. Okay, so this new part that comes in, it's doing this really cool kind of country style bend. We're going to be at the 5 of the G here, bend it. Okay, once we get to the peak of that bend, then we hit 3 on the E, and then we take 5 on the G, bend it, release it, and come off to 3 of the G. Okay, so that first measure. Alright, and then the second measure, a little bit of a scale on a bend. We're at 3 to 5 on the B, 3 to 5 on the E, bend the 5 twice. Okay. Alright, and this guitar will just loop those 2 measures over. Alright, and the second guitar is playing kind of what the main progression does, hitting those 3s, offbeat 3s. But here, there's a new chord. It's just going to go to open for E, basically. So open B and open E, and it strums it the same offbeat style. Alright, and it's just going to loop that. Alright, and the third guitar is starting how the main progression would for that second guitar. Okay, on those 3s. But then it just goes to open E and strums that the same way. Alright. Alright, so just put all these parts together for you. At the outro, 2 of the guitars are just playing exactly what they were playing, the 2 parts that are in the main progression. Okay, the chord change. Alright, and that part. Okay, so that's what 2 of the guitars doing. The first guitar, though, is doing just a variation of that solo bend thing that happened. So it's going to do it this style, where we're going to bend the 5 on the G, hit that 3 on the E. Alright, but now it's going to bend the 5 on the G, release it, hit that 3 again. Okay. Alright, in the second measure, bend the 5 on the G, hit the 3 on the E. Alright, but now we do the bend 5G, release it, go to 3G, and hit 5 on the D. Okay. Alright, so just a slight variation of that going on. So just put it together for you. Thanks for checking out the video, everybody. Like it, share it, leave a comment. It's always good to hear from you. Do me a favor and hit the subscription button. I put out a video pretty frequent, so you don't want to miss out on that. Check out the links in the description box below. I have really cool links for tablature books, all the gear I use, t-shirts, fun stuff like that. So thank you very much, and we'll see you next time.